Hi everyone, welcome to Apologue, the platform helping you challenge mediocrity one story at a time. Today I'm very honored to be joined by Rebecca, a recent accounting graduate from the Sauder School of Business who is now a credit analyst at the Bank of Montreal. So I had the pleasure of meeting Rebecca back in my first year, and she's always been an amazing resource, so I'm sure what she'll share today will be of great value to all of us. So without further ado, how did you get to where you are today?
I basically did what everyone else is going through, your peers or my classmates. I went through university, 4 years of undergrad. I did my undergrad in accounting, and in my third year I also went on exchange to Melbourne. And I highly recommend that if anyone is still in undergrad that's watching, because when you're in accounting, school is trying to sell you that, oh, you have to go into the big four, you have to do this, you have to do that if you're in accounting. But at that point, I kept an open mind and tried to look for different avenues, explore my interest. And at the time that I talked to a lot of people, I interviewed for jobs, apply for jobs, and at the end I received three different offers. One of them is the current position that I have.
Did you always see yourself being in the position you are now, or has it always been a passion to be a credit analyst?
I wouldn't say that I just woke up one day, hey, I want to be a credit analyst working in one of the banks. It kind of happened that way. I think one of the best pieces of advice I've got from one of the professors was that, in order to find out what you want to do, one way to do is to find out how you would like to plan out your day. Like, what do you want to do on a daily basis? For some people, if you're a people person, you might want to talk to people constantly to get energy. And for some people, it might mean that they want to do a variety of tasks throughout the day to keep things interesting and engaged. I applied for this job and I had a great interview with my manager. We got along pretty well, and then at the time it was just an internship. So I started my internship for 6 months, ended up liking what I do, and ended up taking the full-time offer.
Yeah, that's actually a very good advice, where kind of look at a job and look at what you do on a day-to-day and kind of try to pair it with what you enjoy doing on a day-to-day.
For sure, because I think it's so different from school. One thing I realized is that, once you start working, it's no longer like school. That's everything's so structured, everything is nicely packaged into semesters, and after 4 months of studying, you write your finals, then you get 4 months of summer break. If you were working like throughout a year, 365 days, and you want to get 15 vacation days, you better enjoy what you do on a daily basis, and not even just the content, but like what you do every day.
And speaking of working versus being in school, what's the best part about working, and what do you which one do you prefer? Do you miss being a student, or?
I do miss being a student. Like at school, I go back and I see my peers on a regular basis without making a conscious effort to meet up. As opposed to when you start working, it might be different. You really have to make an effort, retain, or keeping in touch with your friends and staying active and social. And at school, you are constantly intaking new information, as opposed to at work. Yeah, I'm still learning. Up to this point, I'm still learning, but I think the learning curve slowed down after maybe 6 to 9 months, depending on how fast you learn. So I think that's one thing that I miss from school.
The point of view that you brought up, where it's a conscious effort to, keep in touch with your friends, because everyone's busy, right? Everyone has work, everyone has a 9 to 5, and honestly, if you work a 9 to 5, you're going to be too tired at night to actually go out and just work.
If you work 9 to 5, you work more.
Exactly. You probably won't even see the daylight, right? Yeah. So, that's actually a very good point. But a lot of people in university right now, they're so caught up with, oh my God, I need to graduate and find a full-time job. But I think from your perspective, you should really enjoy this chapter of our lives, right?
Oh, for sure. I would say that undergrad has been an amazing journey. I wouldn't want to at the time you want to graduate, you want to speed up the process because you're in it. But after you graduate, you're like, wow, I wish I was in school for just a little longer. And then of course, while you're enjoying the process, you still want to, maintain a balance between enjoying the moment and planning ahead, what you want to do after graduating. And I think that's maybe the reason why you're doing this, is to help people discover what they want to do. And I think there should be a course for that, because we were never taught to how to find your passion and stuff, to all those people that are watching this video, if you think that, like, don't go in or commit to something thinking that you're not able to change your mind. You can, like, a year or two down the road, you can still change your mind, do something else. But I think the key to that is to talk to people and do your research and make up your mind and commit to something, as opposed to, you're not making a decision. It's making a decision for yourself, not doing anything. So be proactive.
Now, I'm sure you have a lot of great mentors in your life who have given you a lot of good advice to guide you along the way. So who would you say has the biggest impact on your life?
I think the constant, like, role model in my life would be my mom, because I come from a single family. My mom raised me and my sister on her own, and not only is she, like, a successful businesswoman, she started her own business, but she was also a great mother. And then I think a lot of qualities she has always been something I look up to, like work ethic, and she has a kind heart, she is compassionate, everything that I want to be. If I can be half of the woman that she is, that would be fantastic.
We come to the portion of the video where it's called, day in the life of a credit analyst.
So I do a lot of credit underwriting for lending. So I do commercial lending, and I work with 2 different relationship managers and help manage their portfolio. And so throughout the day, I might have a chat with my manager about a current deal that we're doing, or I'll pick up a phone and call my manager if there is any like new money or new borrowers that we're trying to bring into our portfolio. 3 to 4 hours, I'll just be underwriting deals and do a lot of financial analysis and look at different ratios, look at the market and how to manage risk while lending the money out the door. From time to time, I also go out with my relationship manager to meet clients, if there's a new borrower that we're trying to meet and trying to assess their financial strengths and assess the risk, then we would do that too. So it's different, but more or less it'll be discussion, underwriting, meeting.
And what would you say is the best part about being a credit analyst? Like the most interesting thing you do on a day-to-day?
Working on a new borrower, a new money deal, and being able to, and then again, I think that might sound boring to some people, but that is something that's interesting to me. That's something that makes me tick, and I enjoy looking at their financial situation to see how external financing can help them maybe expand their business. Or I'm not going to paint the picture in a better lighting or anything. I think every entry level job that you go into, you will be doing a lot of nitty-gritty stuff and some administrative work. It's important to recognize that is only a component of your job for a short period of time, and maybe see it as a learning opportunity.
So if someone wants to be a credit analyst, right, and if you're hiring for a credit analyst, what would what skills do you think someone would need, or what would you recommend that they kind of build up on to better land a job?
Say first, talk to people that are doing the job now, and to see how they like it. It might not even be something that you're interested in. You think you have this idea of what it might be, but when you talk to someone, that's not something that I thought it was. So talk to people firstly. Second, be curious, and I'm sure that if you're interested in finance or accounting, what you'll be doing, what you're learning at school is somehow relevant and overlap to what I'm doing. And
before we finish, I just want to ask you one last question. If you could do something different, right, to speed up the process or to get to where you are today, is there anything you'll do different?
I would say definitely talking to more people. And I think I spend honestly maybe just 10 minutes to pick my major. I would have spend more time and contemplate on what I want to do and talk to more people before I declare my major, because I think a lot of people would just I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that because that's what other people are doing, and I would spend more time on that. With that being said, doesn't mean that I regret the major I've taken, but I would encourage people to spend more time thinking about what they want to do and talk to more people before they make any decision.
So thank you for watching. This is Apologue. Thank you, Rebecca, for sharing your insights as a credit analyst, as well as your mindset and how you live your life, especially just a year after graduation. I think I think you have a bright future ahead of you.
Wow, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, so thank you for watching again this Apologue. My name is James Lau, and I'll see you in the next one.